I know you want to speak about this. I want to say, and I'm curious on what you have to say. Are God and Jesus the same thing? And I just want to say in the Bible, what?
What do you mean thing?
Are God and Jesus the same thing? Are they the same person? Is that the same entity? However you want to put it.
That's Old Testament. So when you hear people praying and like worshiping Jesus, that's wrong.
What do you mean?
That's Old Testament. So we're in the New Testament.
We're in the New Testament.
We're in the New Testament.
So praising Jesus is wrong.
Well, that's not his name anymore.
What's his name?
What is it?
See, guys, I don't know enough about this. Like,
So why are you trying to say it?
Bro, I have the information.
I'm trying to figure it out.
The specific knowledge to explain why that is the information.
So what videos are you watching that said this?
I did some Bible studies with my family. My uncle. He lives in Florida.
So Jesus' name is not Jesus anymore.
That's what I
I
said.
think he says Christ because he came back. He allegedly came back already. So God already came back, and he deciphered the Bible.
That's why we have it in English?
No, not.
What do you mean
not
decipher
English.
the
I mean,
Bible?
he interpreted it for us.
Okay.
His name was he came back as a Korean man. His name was Christ An Sang Hong. I swear to you. I swear to you. Hold on. Wait. Think about it. What do you think Jesus? What do you think God's gonna come back as? He already came back as a brown man, an Arab dude.
Oh my God.
He came back.
So he was Korean?
I believe that.
He was Korean, but he already died because it says that God has to what was it? He has to preach for what 30 years?
No.
I think it says 30 years, or if I'm not mistaken. But he only preached for like 4, and then he died. He got put on the cross.
So that he's not.
So this guy
he's not
came.
Christ.
He came back, and he preached for I think 26 years, and then he said, "After I preach for 26 years, I'm gonna die," and he died.
He predicted his death.
No, he said he was gonna die because he was fulfilling the prophecy of Jesus coming back as his new.
But I thought in the Bible it said that when Jesus comes back again, that was it.
Which Bible is that?
Well, that's
The one Bible?
the
The one Bible there is.
No, there's different versions. There's different versions.
When he comes back the second time, that you're gonna hear like trumpets and stuff.
Well, that's like Judgment Day, which we're going to get into.
James one is
saying, if
the King
Jesus
James one
came
is
back,
altered though.
that would be what he came back for. Isn't that what it said?
The
That he's coming back.
The King James one is altered.
Which one are we supposed to be reading?
Well, I go by it's called the New International Version. So that's like the cut dry, like that's like the bottom interpreted, like.
I need to get a copy of that.
A lot of people say like
you can get it on your phone.
Like other Christians will say it's like that's the King James version is the right one. But so you're saying that the King James version is corrupted?
Well, because they changed it. It's not the same as it doesn't come down as. What do you think okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you think the 10 Commandments are?
I can't go off the top of my head what the 10 Commandments are, but go ahead. What were you trying to get to?
What they did was they swapped out one of them, which was don't covet thy neighbor's wife.
What is that supposed to mean?
Don't disrespect your neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not.
That's
neighbor's wife, or is it just like
they took one and they separated it to 2. So it was like, love thy neighbor and don't covet thy neighbor's wife. So don't fuck around.
So what about this?
So that was the one that they split. They made it into 2. So the one that they took out was, keep the Sabbath day holy. Do you know what the Sabbath day is?
Sunday?
No,
it's Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
According to 7 days, it's Saturday.
Because God created the earth in 7 days.
Yeah,
and he rested on the 7th day, which is Saturday.
It is.
So whenever you see people like going to church and going to do mass on Sunday, that's wrong.
Yeah, I go to church on Saturdays. Well, when I used to go to church.
But it's wrong if you go on Sunday, especially if you go to a church that has a cross or any symbols or statues. That's wrong.
You're supposed to be praying to statues, but then again.
You're not supposed to have idols.
Yeah, the idols.
Like you can't have necklaces.
But then, what would you consider the altar? The altar itself.
Well, the building itself is not is not a.
Because you can't pray to a cross because the cross is a thing. But then when you go into church,
it's not a thing. But it's like no, I'm good.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying like when you go to church, right? You're not, according to the Bible or whatever. It says that you're not supposed to worship idols and stuff like that.
Statues and shit.
So why do you have, like, when you're in the church, you have to go up to the altar to pray to God?
I think the altar is different than a statue.
But
you're not praying to the altar, but the altar is kind of a place where you go to praise.
They call you to the altar in church.
But what church are you going to? That's what I'm saying.
Every church. every single
No,
church
It
I've
depends
been
on
to.
it depends if it's Catholic or
It
Christian.
depends.
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
because
every church I've been to, which is Seventh Day, I think Baptist. I never been to a Catholic church, and I went to a Sunday church. It was Spanish. I don't know what that was.
Joel, in Catholic church, there's an altar in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
have
fiddle
You had,
your
to go,
wiener.
you had to go up to the altar.
They fiddle your pickle. Did the priest
Was he messing
his-
around a little bit?
did the priest have his way?
No.
He didn't have his way.
No.
Yeah, but I believe like why do you have to? I don't believe in church. I do not believe that you need to go to church in order to get a connection with God.
Do you think that it's like you can? Do you think church is beneficial when you already have a connection with God? Like I feel like I have a connection. Would I benefit more to go by going to church?
No,
No.
because I believe that
That's the house
as
of God.
as
bro.
Jesus did. They said that you're supposed to live your life as close to Jesus, how Jesus lived his life, right? But Jesus went around and like tried to get his word out about God. He never went to no church. When he needed to get a connection with God, what did he do? He went and fasted and prayed for what, 40 days, 40 nights? Never went to church. He went to be by himself. So why do I need to go to church?
But he wasn't by himself. He was with people. His
When
disciples.
he went to fast, he went in the cave by himself.
So
No, I'm saying when he would pray, he would just do it anywhere
Yeah,
because that was the
when
beginning.
he wanted to get the
'Cause he was
deep
a Muslim.
connection. When he wanted the
Jesus
deep
was a
connection.
Muslim. Get over it.
He was a Muslim guy.
Get over it, liberals.
liberals, libtards.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like if you look, when he wanted to get that deep connection with God, he fasted and prayed by himself. He distanced himself for the 40 days and 40 nights. When he was praying with the other people, he was getting everybody else to get into like worship mode. But when he wanted to get that connection, he went to be by himself. So why is it that I need to go to church to get a connection or keep that relationship going?
So let me say this, right? For church, for me, right? I think what the problem is, especially with the youth, is that you're gonna go to church as a kid, and then you're not gonna know what the Bible is. Like they're just gonna say little version. You have no idea what it means. I think it would be better off. Like I think we would be better off if they told us to read the Bible first and then gave us the option to go to church later. Because for me, church.
Imagine being a Hispanic kid and going when they're speaking Spanish and not knowing Spanish, and they just have you ever went through that?
Yeah, I did, and that shit is
that's how
horrible.
I felt.
Shit.
And then they gotta sing in Spanish
You
as
don't
well.
understand
Beginning I
Oh my
did, but
God.
then I got so used to it because like when I would hear them like sing the gospel, no, I would just get used to it. I don't know.
Nah, that
It was
shit-
just a thing.
I
That
still
got
have
used to.
no idea what they were saying.
But
I
you
don't know,
want
it's
to
just
know,
a
you
thing
want to
that I
know
got
what's
used
I don't know,
crazy?
but wait, let me finish my point though. I think for church to me is to understand what the Bible is saying, to try to interpret that. So I don't think not necessarily me. I'm not gonna go to get a connection, but I would probably go to church. I don't, you know this, but it's like I would go to church to really get another perspective of what the Bible says. That's why I would go to church. I think that's a good way to go to it.
I
Not
believe-
looking for
I believe, like, I spoke about this with my mom. She was like, oh, the Bible says that you're supposed to have fellowship, go to church, pay your tithes and offering. But
nah. What?
it says it in the Bible. She showed me the
In
verse.
the Bible, it
you're
says
supposed to
it
pay
says you
your
need to
tithes
keep the
and
Sabbath day
offering.
holy, but you
Yeah.
need to go to the church
You
and
have
worship.
fellowship, and worship.
Because if you don't keep the Sabbath day holy, you won't receive the like
I don't know
eternal life. That's what it's like when you die, you receive the seal of eternal life. So if you don't keep the Sabbath day holy, and if you don't, do those things, you can't get into the, kingdom of heaven. Like you can't be.
So-
But they also said that if you don't get baptized, you won't go to heaven.
That's a Catholic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is a Christian thing, but
It's
I
a
think
Christian thing.
Catholics.
I mean, it's
I think
Christian too,
Catholics
but
like
Catholics are the
hijacked
ones
it.
that really.
Catholics hijacked
I mean, but what
it and
about
made
other
this whole.
religions that don't get baptized? Are they going to hell as well?
Yes. Like what?
You truly believe that?
I don't know any rituals they have. I'm
Yeah,
sure
we're
they
just
have.
gonna have to go deep on that.
I'm sure they have rituals like that mimic or not mimic, but like are equivalent to baptism. But I think that Catholics they just hijacked it and made it this whole thing where it's like it's important, and if you
Don't-
they make it seem like if you do it, you're good.
Yeah, and if you don't,
Yeah.
but then
Mm.
people that get baptized, they also
They
sin.
go through life without any worry of
Yeah,
sin,
but
yeah.
they be sinning too. So it's like,
And I
yeah.
try not to like give in to physical lust because I'll go like a month without like doing anything. And,
Yeah,
and I'll feel more focused and dialed in what I'm doing because that is such a burden on my mind all the time. And I feel like a lot of guys around our age are struggling with that same thing where it's like they'll give into it and it's like they have no motivation to anything.
Yeah, because that post nut
Yeah,
clarity
that post
for you?
nut clarity is insane, bro. That shit is a bitch.
Yeah.
But so Jesus, is he the same as God?
Okay,
Or
okay,
no?
so-
Yes or no?
so-
Yes or no?
So
I just need to hear it.
for that point right there, I did a lot of thinking because the other day when me and you was talking, I told you that I don't believe that there are like Jesus is not real. But when I thought about it, it's like I believe that God separated himself into three, and Jesus is the one that he
Son.
sent to deliver his message.
Yeah.
But like he is
So
only 25% of God.
33.
No.
33 and a third.
No, because I believe that God is the higher power, so he's like 50%. The Holy Spirit is 25 and Jesus is 25.
Let me ask you something. In the Bible, what was the first the opening? What did he say?
In the beginning,
Yes, in the beginning,
I don't know.
he said, "Let's make man."
I don't remember.
Talking about
You
let's
don't
make man
remember?
in our image.
So when he says "in our image," what do you think he's referring to?
Himself.
Okay, but he said "our."
Yeah, because he separated himself.
Nigga, I'm saying
Well, technically, he
No,
wouldn't have
because-
separated himself at that time.
because it
You-
says.
Wait, I got one question.
I
Before
got
you
an
continue.
explanation. I
Now,
got an explanation for it.
One
though.
question, because that thought is gonna slip my mind. Do you believe that God never lived before he made the earth?
God was always
He was always
He
there.
was
He had
always-
his time.
yeah.
So
No,
obviously
he's
he had
al-
time to separate.
there. Like he's always been.
Okay.
Well,
But listen to what I'm saying. So it says, "Let's make man in our image." So in the Bible, it says that there's a God the Mother and God the Father. Did you ever hear about that?
No. I'm not
No?
that.
no,
deeply
please go into
invested.
this, please,
I'm
bro,
not
'cause
that
I need
deeply
to understand
invested,
what the hell you're
Bro,
talking
I need
about.
to,
bro.
I need to do more about this because I need
You
to
had
learn.
all
I
the
need to learn.
time,
Listen, bro, I didn't even know today was the pod. Like, I swear to God, I literally
was
got
smart.
home.
bro. You guys go.
and
I'm gonna
was-
search
I
this up.
literally got home and was unwinding, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna come pick you up."
I called him
Like,
out of
what?
nowhere, yo.
What? And I got
called
in the
him out of
shower,
nowhere,
I
bro.
got dressed, like had him waiting outside for like 8 minutes.
I got told, but I never did a lot of research, and I'm not like deeply invested
Yeah.
into the Christianity. Because as I said, I have a lot of like
I mean,
mixed.
Christianity is the oldest living religion.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
but
like,
when I say religion, I mean with proof because there is proof that it is
the longest.
not even longest, but there's proof of that religion even being correct because there's prophecies in the Bible that have already come true. There's a
Right.
prophecy about World War II
Yeah, there
and
is
about
prophecy.
Israel.
Yo, I wanna
and
go
about the Israelites
We gotta get into that.
Yeah.
and about the Israelites
Please.
getting their country
Question.
back. There's a
I want to read
bro,
something
there's
about
a
God the
prophecy
Mother.
going on right now with Palestine and
Well, yeah,
Israel.
well, I have a question about Judgment Day, which we're definitely going to get into right now. I just want to read this one thing. It says Hebrew text refers to God as Elohim, which means gods. Elohim, God the Father, and God the Mother.
That's what my
They have been
Lord
working.
says.
They have been working together
Elohim.
for our salvation since the creation of the world. But according to the Bible, the last days is the time for God the Mother to be revealed. That's interesting. We're gonna go
That's what he refers.
to Elohim.
That's what he says all the time. I'm like, what is he saying? I never really understand it because I don't ask him questions. But that's what he always refers to as his God.
That's who
My uncle. He
your uncle?
Yeah, that's what he refers to.
he calls him Elohim.
When I hear him on the phone, that's what he's referring to as God, as Elohim.
So he doesn't say Jesus.
No, because Jesus isn't. No, Jesus is Old Testament. We're in the New Testament, but he refers to God, not Jesus, God as Elohim, which is God the Mother and God the Father.
I got a question because I heard somebody say this. I don't know if it's true, but like they said that in the Bible, it said that the only way to God is through Jesus.
Well, yeah.
But that was Old Testament, right?
That was
That's
Old Testament.
Old
I'm just
Testament.
No,
asking
that would
because
be
I'm
New
not sure.
Testament.
I'm asking because I'm not
Look
sure.
up.
Because
Look
that
up
would
who
mean
is
that
Christ
what?
outside home. Try to say that in.
If I can fucking
Bro,
spell
just
it.
do it, bro.
If
Just
I
do
can spell it. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna search it up.
But like, so you would
Because I
think
want to
that
dig deeper in that.
you would think that if it says that the only way to God is through Christ, right? If you call him Elohim, you're not going through Christ. You're going just straight to God. Aren't you supposed to go through Christ in
Well,
order to get to God?
that's Christian. I guess I don't know.
But
I guess that would be
Christian.
Christian belief.
That's a Christian belief. That's what I'm saying. So would you not have to go through Christ in order to get to God? So why do you just go straight to God?
Why don't you go straight to God?
He said he calls him Elohim. He goes straight to God. He skipped a whole step.
don't
Like
know,
he
bro.
just jumped it.
How do you think you're gonna get to God? How do you get to God? What's your way?
Don't say a ladder. Don't say it.
Yo, here, search it up.
Escalator.
I mean, he is coming down from above, so
So let's talk about Judgment Day. Do you guys agree
No,
with
because
Judgment Day?
They say that the second coming of Christ already happened.
As a
And
Korean
it
man?
said that that no one was gonna know, and they said that I told you the Korean man, he deciphered the Bible and made that's what they go by as the New International Version, and you can get that on your phone. I have it on my phone. If you want, I can send it to you.
I
But
think he's trying to be like the next Zerka. Just saying some like just
bro, just
outlandish
listen, bro.
shit.
Listen. But the Earth is flat, bro. Bro, look at this shit, bro. Have you ever seen a picture of space, bro? It's all fake. It's all fake, bro.
All CGI, right?
Bro, it's all CGI. They use fucking fish lenses, bro. That's literally exactly how he talks.
All right, Judgment Day. How you guys feel about that? It's also worth noting that Jews, Muslims, Christians all believe in Judgment Day and other religions. So, do you believe Judgment Day is a thing? Do you believe it's coming? What are your thoughts?
I believe that Judgment Day
What did I tell you,
will come.
motherfucker?
I
Hold
believe
on,
that Judgment Day
motherfucker.
is coming, but everybody is going to have
I'm
to
coming.
die whenever that day is here.
Really?
Yes,
Everybody's gonna. Well, obviously, that's what it says. That's the whole
but
concept. But so you think it's coming?
it's coming, and everybody's gonna die.
All right. Do you think that the Israel and Palestinian shit is a sign of that? I'd
No.
kind of take it because in I think it's Matthew.
No,
It says, listen, it says you will know the end of days is near, or something like that. When nation will rise against nation and kingdom among kingdom, there will be famines and earthquakes all over the world. So to me, that's like there was an
You
earthquake in
said
some
that
country
it's
a while
coming,
ago.
But
Read that.
then
If you want, click on one of the links.
when I'm gonna ask you this: when you were younger, you always heard them say that Jesus is coming back, right? It's near. It's
Okay, but
coming.
it says
So
in
do
the
you think
Bible.
you
It says
consider near
in
to
the
be?
Bible that no one was gonna know when
Mm.
he came back.
But I'm saying, what do you consider near to be?
I don't know. Maybe 5 years. That's the whole point. I don't know.
That's like we probably be here for another 1,000 years.
No,
No, they say this is the last generation.
Okay, buddy.
A lot of people say this is the last generation.
Okay.
a lot of people say that's
A lot of people. I'm not saying
say
that's
not
what I
about
go by
that.
day by
Yeah,
day.
It's not about that though. It's about when all the prophecies in the Bible are
Fulfilled.
fulfilled. Then
But it's
that
not
will be.
fulfilled.
But there's a
It's
lot that
starting.
there's a lot that are being fulfilled, and
They're
there
starting.
are a lot that have been fulfilled. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, but what have been fulfilled before is mostly Old Testament. Is it
Okay,
not?
but like leading up to the finale, this is like a movie.
Yeah.
Leading up to the
Right?
finale,
I
it's
read the
like-
Bible like a Harry Potter book.
Like, bro, near the end, it's like
That's true.
the Israel will be reunited, like which is what's
Yeah.
happening now.
But
Everyone's with Israel. That's what
pretty sure everybody's not with Israel.
Well, the
I'm
U.S.
saying saying all the powers are with Israel. They're
Let's-
trying to restore Israel to his whole.
Let me bring up this point, right? You want to talk about Israel's becoming whole, right? Syria is trying to get involved in that war, and so is the U.S. I don't know if you've seen, but the U.S. sent the biggest
The
U.S.
the-
warship
yeah,
to
warship.
Israel.
Mhm.
For what reason? I don't fucking
It
know.
makes no sense.
Pull their dicks out.
But now let's say Syria gets involved, and now there's more war going on.
Shaking it,
If
shit.
America has to get into war with Syria, and now we're mixed up with Israel, and then next thing you know, we got this Ukraine shit. To me,
Yeah.
that's nation against nation and kingdom among kingdom.
Okay,
We
so
had COVID. That was already the famine. What's next? They're already
COVID
talking about
wasn't
it.
the famine.
But I'm just
everyone
saying these
was-
are examples.
everyone
Okay.
lost their jobs. Everyone lost a lot
Yeah,
of money.
everyone was
everyone-
like-
What? Everybody.
a lot of people
who?
are homeless still. What do you mean? A lot of people who,
A lot of people who.
bro? If the COVID didn't do it, bro, the riots did. Like,
First of all,
people
you're
started
talking
pillaging.
about what country here?
I'm talking about in the U.S.
Oh,
I'm
the
saying.
U.S. is not the world though.
I'm saying. I'm.
There's a
referring-
lot of countries.
Okay, but I'm
that-
just saying the U.S. was hit really hard.
Yeah, the U.S. was hit.
You think
pretty
COVID
hard.
was fake?
I believe.
I
that
think COVID
they,
was a
they
test
made it.
to see how easily manipulated we are.
Powers
You know,
that
I
be
think
made
I think that we
COVID.
fucking failed bad.
Yeah. Do you know that most diseases are man-made, if not
Probably.
all.
Bro, there was transaction. There was literally
they
transactions.
did it for money and
So I'm saying there was
See, but do you just
transactions.
believe that, or do you
Bro,
know that?
There was
Know what?
no, but there
You
was
know that for a
motherfucker.
fact?
There was transactions going. there were transactions going from the Wuhan lab in China
Mhm.
to the CDC.
but if you look at
Now, what was there
when they made
I'm
the
saying they
vaccine
were-
though,
in Wuhan? Yeah,
Bro, that
how
shit
quick
happened in
was it?
2019.
How quick was it approved? And the vaccine
Really
came out for
fast.
COVID.
I think that's
You know what's
the problem.
crazy? My uncle got myocarditis from the vaccine.
He did.
That's why I'm not vaccinated.
I wish I never got it.
I
don't
never
see,
got
I don't
that
see
shit.
a
Joel,
reason
you
why I
got
should have
that?
got it. It was because
I am
You
vaccinated.
got vaccinated?
I had it for. I had
I'm
to take it for
vaccinated.
work. That's the only
Guys, I'm vaccinated.
I'm not vaccinated.
I'm vaccinated.
Yeah,
you-
I'm
I
sorry,
literally
but
tried to wink, bro.
I never believed
I
in
have
y'all's
the
vaccine.
card and I am vaccinated.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I have to disclose that for
Yeah.
any,
Okay.
U.S.
Let's get back to Judgment Day. Do you guys think so? If it's not coming, right? Because you said, "Oh, what's coming?"
I said it.
Do you
it's
think-
coming, but
I'm
not
coming.
right now, to be honest. But go ahead.
Do you
I'm
think that it's
coming.
better that?
Lois,
Do you
I'm
think?
coming.
Let's say it's not real. Listen. Let's say it's not real. Do you think that it's I guess a good motivation for us to live good lives?
Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah?
I believe that's why everybody, mostly people who are religious, are so intent on Judgment Day is coming.
The devil is coming.
Because no, the Judgment Day is coming because they want to save as much people as possible, and this is their they see stuff happening that was written in the Bible, so now they're like, oh yeah, if you read it for yourself, you're gonna come start believing in Christ. But it's like, who knows?
Did you know that
Who
the
knows?
Bible?
Nobody.
Did you know that the Bible refers to it actually talks about the Catholic religion?
How so?
I think I told you this last time, but it says that and those who think that they follow Christianity will be deceived by a beast covered in satin,
The mark of the
and
beast.
gold. No, they will be
Okay.
covered in satin and gold.
What's that?
And the person who wears satin and has the gold
that the Pope?
chalice is the Pope. Yeah. So it says the whole world will be deceived by the beast. So that is the beast is Catholicism, which is
What do you consider the mark of the beast?
well, it says that it's gonna be on their hand or on their heads. I think.
The back of the
Back
neck,
of
right?
your neck.
Yeah.
Like a fucking QR
They
code.
had some chip
Yeah.
thing going around.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? That
I'm not getting anything that's remotely
Stick
like
a chip in
even
your hand and
close
say,
to
"Oh,
that.
you
But
gotta
see,
buy with this."
You know what the problem with that is? Like you might not
That's
because
the
you
thing,
have
because
this
you
belief,
can
but your
you
kids
can-
will
bro, you
because
can-
after a while your traditions aren't gonna be or your
But
beliefs aren't gonna
interpret
get
that. You can
tossed
literally
down.
you can literally align that and interpret it to today's standards. Like what do you see every day is tap to pay, and they're saying they're gonna have a thing on their
Mhm.
hand
Yep. So you could just
to pay
yeah,
or on the back of their neck.
I'm not taking that chip. I'm sorry. Just like how I never took that
Well,
vaccine.
the World Economic Forum says they want to completely go to CD.
That's what I'm saying.
Some shit.
Yeah,
CBDC.
but-
Bro,
which
they
is
can
a-
they
which
can
is like
control
crypto,
your
but
they can
online
control
for
everything. They can
Exactly.
close your accounts. They can freeze them. They can take all your money away. They can
Mhm.
stop you from buying food. They can stop you from buying anything. which
Isn't
is
it crazy
insane.
how like Bitcoin and that like kind of really threatened the federal banks?
exactly.
And what happened? The whole fucking world shut down. Whole world flipped upside down, and you don't hear about Bitcoin that much.
I mean, it's always going to be around, but Bitcoin is never
It's
going
gonna
anywhere
be-
because
it's gonna be around.
You think it's gonna come back up?
I'm saying it's never going to go anywhere. No matter how dead it becomes, it's never going to go anywhere because that's the only way people can actually buy things illegally.
I feel like
Like Bitcoin is untraceable. So if it's untraceable and people can use it for these reasons, then those reasons will always be going on. Then it'll never go away.
I believe
And that's
that.
just a fact.
if you
because
say
the
if you say
devil's
that
winning.
if you say that everything is gonna go to like online transactions, then as soon as that happens, it's obviously gonna come right back up. A lot of people through the black market needs to buy shit.
That's why a lot of people. But actually, the I forgot what it was, but it's like China, Russia, like the whole group.
BRICS,
Yeah, BRICS. They
Brazil-
want to change.
Brazil,
they
Russia,
wanna, yeah.
India.
They wanna
China,
change back to using
and
gold.
South Africa. BRICS.
They want to change back to using gold, which is
which
crazy.
means I'm moving to Guyana.
You're
Guyana's crazy.
You're gonna build this house in Guyana.
they
Let's
trade
just go to
gold over
DR.
there.
Say why not? I would like to go out the country. I
Bro,
don't know about you guys.
DR is like really, really wealthy.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of luxury vehicles and celebrities. Like they all have their shit over there. Like
Dembo.
right now, I think there's like 4 Bugattis over there.
Only 4?
On that small ass island. I
feel-
mean, it's a small ass island.
Only like that.
and it's a
Only
third
4?
world country.
Wait, don't y'all share with Haiti?
Who? Haiti's got its own problems going on. That country is fucking crazy.
Oh
wanna-
yeah, do you believe that Haitians do a lot of witchcraft?
Voodoo.
Of
Yeah,
course, I think
voodoo.
both sides do.
And
I
do you-
think my grandma. There was a. Sorry, grandma. There's a room. Well, she's gone. There's a rumor.
She's listening.
No, she's not.
She's here right now.
She's
She's
here right
probably
now,
down
yeah.
somewhere else.
Spirit.
Sitting in that chair right there.
What's it called? There was a fucking rumor in our family that she was like involved in that, but I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's true or not. But I do see things like, and my mom has dreams and sees shit.
I have
And
dreams.
there's shit that I can never explain that I've seen, and dreams that I have that happen.
that
and it's
happens,
like,
right? Yeah,
When it comes true, it's
I'll
more
never,
crazier.
I'll never, like it happened in the car when we were coming here just now.
Yeah.
Like I had a dream about what happened. Like we were in the car listening to a certain song, and these motherfuckers fist bumped, and I was like, yo, I had a dream about this like 4 months ago,
Nah,
5 months ago.
I believe that that only happens to me whenever I try to focus on
The
God.
present.
No,
Oh.
God. Like if I actually like pray and stuff like that, like say that I'm gonna invest my time into the Christian religion, I normally get a lot of dreams and
Do you think
visions.
that's God
and
trying
see
to tell
stuff.
you?
I feel like that's him trying to tell me that I should be more invested. But then when I think about it to myself, I'm like, do I really want to invest in something that I don't fully believe in?
So
You
you
think
don't
that-
fully believe in God?
No, I believe in God. I don't believe in the Christian.
So do you believe
religion
that?
itself.
Do you believe that it's fair for you to judge God like that? Because what you're saying is, and I'm guilty of this too. I think everyone is, but I always
I'm
think
innocent,
about this.
bro. Nope.
Okay, I always think about
I am
this.
not
like,
guilty. Thank you very much.
I always think about this. Do you think that it's selfish and wrong of you to say that your time is not worth praising God
Mm.
when everything you have, ever will do is
Comes
because of
from
God?
God. I believe that it is selfish. That's
I feel
being
like it's our
selfish,
nature.
but it's human nature.
So I'm
And
saying
it all started because of the whole thing where he gave everybody free
free
will.
will. That's what I'm saying.
So
That's what it's in the Bible. It says that everyone is predetermined, like
Yeah.
who's gonna go to heaven or not.
exactly. But then it's like, would you say that Jehovah's Witness people are more living their life like Jesus than the people that go to church?
Repeat that.
Like you know how the
Well,
Jehovah's
if you don't
Witness
keep the
people
Sabbath
goes,
day, holy.
Jehovah Witness.
yeah, they go out.
I thought you said
I'm-
jail witnesses.
Nah,
I'm like,
Jehovah-
what?
I'm saying they go out and
Jail
actually
witness.
try to spread the word of God and pray with people outside that they don't know. They live more like what you heard that like Jesus lived like.
I feel like those people are more self-righteous though.
But-
They kind of have this image that they want to be, but you can never be.
You can't be.
Yeah, you can't
but-
be that.
I don't know. I think you have to have your own relationship with God. I feel like, for me, right, I don't necessarily align myself to a certain religion. I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. Although I did come up in Christian and Catholic beliefs, I would be more lenient to describe it like that.
They're two different things, sir.
When I was growing up, I
One of them
literally had
fiddles
no
kids
idea.
and one of them doesn't. Okay, all right.
When I was growing up, I
Check-
didn't
checking on
think about it
Joel.
like that. So for me, I have my own relationship, and so I do pray, and I'll say God or Jesus help me, just because that's like, I know it's, for me, right, all these things are just the same way to get to God. Christians came up with a way to get to God. Muslims came up with a way to get to God. Freaking Hindus, everybody,
Frickin'
they came up
Hindus.
they came up with a way to get to
Frickin'
God.
Hindus.
And I think they're all right in their own sense, because I always say belief, like your like reality to you is like is your belief, and you interpret your different life experiences like with your belief. So let's say like you almost die, right? If you believe in God, that would be like, maybe you would say that's God showing you something, and oh my God, God saved your life. If you don't believe in God, that was just you just had a near death experience. You kind of interpreted that experience differently. So what I'm getting at is like, I don't think you necessarily have to get a good relationship with God. I don't think you have to align yourself with a certain religion. I don't think you have to necessarily call yourself a Christian, but if you have the morals, if you do what's rightfully good, you know, you say good things about God, you talk to him, I think you'll be good. I think you'll go, you know, to whatever the afterlife
So,
is.
do you believe that you have to get baptized?
No.
No?
I was baptized, but I don't think I need to go do it again.
No, they say you only need to get baptized once,
only
and
one
after
time, yeah.
after that,
One time?
after
Yeah.
that, you just gotta ask for
But I've
forgiveness.
sinned a lot. I ask for forgiveness every day.
Which is
Literally, I
which
wake up
is-
and
which
I
is-
first things I say is, Lord, forgive me for my sins.
Yeah, but that's like we all gonna live to sin then.
I'm just saying that right after you just beat it.
Oh my
I was
God.
not
Lord,
expecting
please
that.
forgive me for the nut I'm about to bust.
Yo, can you imagine?
Yo,
Yeah,
Joel,
dude.
you have some deep thoughts on that, right? The satanic masturbation.
Yo, he thinks all people who masturbate are Satan are Satan.
the
I
are
re-elaborated.
Satanists.
I re-elaborated,
Satanists.
bro.
So
I
elaborate on that. Wait.
I
Please.
didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying, like, doing that.
Hold on, let him elaborate on
Now
that.
I don't know what to say. Yo.
To be honest,
Elaborate,
to be
elaborate.
honest, I cut porn and masturbation out of my life recently because
Recently?
about a couple months back. I'm not gonna lie.
Last week.
And then last week.
It's been a while, but it's like certain days, like when I just started, it was like certain days where it was like bro, I really wanted to, and then it's like I would relapse. I would do it, but then when I go to sleep,
like it's fucking like crack,
bro. But you know that masturbation
is
it's an addiction, bro. It's just like anything else. It's an addiction. People that masturbate a
You're
lot
falling into temptation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I believe that God said you're not supposed to be lusting. When I started
Lusting
reading-
yourself?
I think that's just like an immoral.
You can't
thing
be
to
lusting
do.
yourself.
First
man.
of all, when you do you masturbate without watching anything?
I go like this.
That's like using the full extent of his imagination, bro.
Vibe.
He got every neural fucking brain cell in his head just going crazy.
But
trying to
I asked
come
for-
up with some
I-
bobs.
I asked for forgiveness.
Some
Please,
nice
God,
looking
forgive
bobs.
me. God, please, I'm sorry.
He's thinking,
You gotta ask for
Yeah,
forgiveness while
I
you're
believe
doing it.
that
It doesn't
porn and
count.
masturbations is a sin. It's
And-
just sinful.
No, yeah.
I think it's just another form of temptation that you just shouldn't fall a part of. I think as men, we shouldn't, like, that's not something we need to do. We need to be focused on other things. Like, if you have time to do
Porn
that,
stuff.
clearly something's wrong.
You have to,
Like,
you must
Clearly.
really be
something
unemployed,
wrong.
bro. You must really be unemployed to do that, baby.
you gotta
Dude,
be
it's like what if they had a chart, right? It's like match like in a week, right? So it's 7 days. And it's like if you beat your meat like 2 times a week, it's like you're like on this, like it's like a chart, right? Like a
Okay.
line graph. Like a line graph, right?
He's giving us
Like a
the
line graph, right? So
image, bro.
the more unemployed you are, the more you beat your meat. So like let's say I work 20 hours a week, right? It's like 7 times, maybe more, maybe like 12 times. If I'm really cranking it twice a day, it's like
Twice a day?
yeah, it's like you got to
Now you got a problem.
That's like you're doing 15-hour weeks, bro.
Yo,
Like,
bro,
that's
you
wild.
go twice a day, bro?
hey, bro.
Morning and night?
Listen,
like that.
listen. If you listen, I just think if you were working 60-hour weeks, you wouldn't have as much time to just
or if you was in
That's
the
just
gym or
draining.
something.
I feel like that drains
jerk
you.
the chicken.
That drains you.
It does drain you. That's what I'm saying. So when you're already drained physically from work, you won't have enough time to.
I think it's just demeaning as a
Yeah.
man. Like,
I saw this video where he's like, dude, why would you even masturbate? Like you're literally hunched over with your phone, like
Like
you
a
look like a
fucking monkey.
gremlin, like a monkey.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And the guy's like makes
now
you
imagine
makes
God
you want
looking
to.
at you while you're
The
doing
guy,
that.
the guy's like makes you
Shaking
want.
his head.
You know, how
You just
crazy
ruined. You
that
just ruined it.
Okay, we'll edit it out. Cut, go again.
Go
Go
he
again,
said
go
it
again.
out. Dude, I saw a video, right? He was like, yo, imagine, like, why would you even masturbate, bro? Like, you're hunched over on your phone like a monkey, and it's like, the guy's like, makes you kind of want to do it even more now. Makes you want to do it even more.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's so crazy. Because you never think about
Dude,
that
like,
while you're doing
we're
it.
really just here, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Do you
Like,
believe
we're
that,
here right now.
I got a question. Do you believe that you should fear God?
Yeah.
I think that you should,
I was waiting for you to ask
I think
this.
it's kind of like,
I was waiting. I was literally, Destiny knows, bro. I was waiting for you to ask this question, bro. But please explain to me your thoughts on this. Are you afraid of God? Should you fear God?
I love God. So if you
But should you
love,
fear him?
I'm saying, I don't think you should fear God. Obviously, it's natural to fear someone or something or someone who has authority over you.
Like a parent.
And God has the most authority over everything. So I think it's natural for you to fear God. But I think God is meant to be loved because God loves his creations. He loves us. So I don't think it's right to fear him. I don't think it's wrong to either. I think this is just something you have to get over. But I think that fuck. I lost it. Like it just
So
flew out of my
are you
head.
afraid of God? We'll get back to
I
you.
wouldn't say no, because I mean, well, everything I've done, like how you've done all your sins and you forget.
I've done all my sins.
I'm sorry.
You've done your
Damn,
time.
man. Damn.
I'm saying, I'm
You've
just
done your
agreeing.
time.
I'm agreeing with you because I've had the same thing. How we spoke in the first podcast, and I've asked God for forgiveness. So it's like I feel like right now I'm on the right path with Him. So it's like there's nothing that I could be afraid of if I'm doing the right thing.
But do you think that people should be afraid of him?
I think
should
people
you
are-
fear God?
I think
should
people
be-
are afraid of the
people should-
consequences.
yeah, people
Okay.
should be afraid
the
of
consequences of what
Of a
will
higher
happen.
authority over your
Yeah.
life. You should fear what's gonna happen if you really mess with that.
Consequences
that
and
parent figure.
repercussions.
Look at his face. Look at him.
Yo, bro. Hold on.
Now,
I need to know, because if God is something that you're supposed to love, why would you fear
That's what I'm
God?
saying.
But you're fearing consequences. That don't mean that you're fearing God.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's natural for us to fear the consequence because obviously we've been told you're going to go to hell. And
Consequences, not God.
hell is a very
yes, it is.
How's the consequence God?
Because that would be God's
no,
work. That
God's
would be God's
judgment.
doing.
God's judgment.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
it's still God.
That's like me saying, hold on. I have to
Don't
get
do a
that to-
dumbass analogy. Don't do it.
That's what I'm gonna think about it.
He's gonna say something about the juice or something. That's like me looking at the juice, but like if I drink it, it's different.
Nah, it's like his words, his judgment is not him.
But it is.
That is him.
It's
How is
him,
that
but
him?
it's your
That's like
fault.
that's like me saying your choices and your opinions on things aren't you.
Not
Dude,
my
it's
hand.
That's literally what you're saying. His opinion on what you did, his judgment, his actions that he took out on you is not God.
Okay.
Who would that be? Please explain that to me.
That's just his judgment.
God judges you off of your actions. So
Exactly.
whatever you do, it's all on you.
Exactly.
You have he gave you
gotta
free will,
fear yourself.
but he gave you free will.
To fear yourself.
But you shouldn't fear yourself.
think-
if you have full control over yourself. If you have
Then
control
if you're
over
doing-
whether or not you beat your dick or not, or if you sin, or if you go out and kill somebody, if you have control over that, you have control over yourself. Like everything that you do in life is your fault.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
That's what I think.
I got a follow-up
Facts.
question.
I don't think people are.
I got a follow-up question.
I know. I don't think people are at fault for their circumstances in life. If you were born a certain way or born into a certain family, but I do believe that whatever you do, based on where you were put in life, I think that's all on you.
Should it matter
Well,
where
that's how
you
you're
was
gonna get
put?
judged.
Huh?
It shouldn't matter, but it
Exactly.
can matter.
It can matter. But it shouldn't matter. Everybody's supposed to be living on the same path, right? Trying to get to the same place.
Well, nobody's no. You're not on
A
the
lot
same
of people
path.
are lost. That's the
No, I'm
thing.
saying-
Everybody's
no,
not on the
I'm
same
saying
path,
what
and
is
nobody's going
supposed
to
to
the
be
same
happening.
place.
What's supposed to be happening is that according to the Bible, you're supposed to be living your life in order to get to heaven.
That's a bunch of
following
hoopla.
Following Christ.
That's a bunch of hoopla.
So what do you
But
believe?
in the Bible, it does say that everyone will have a chance to come to God,
Exactly.
and it's up to not an action not a message he sends you, but a person, one of God's chosen people.
Okay.
One of God's chosen people will come to you and tell you about, the right path, which is, well, I believe it's the New International Version. I feel like that's the correct interpretation of the Bible.
What's the final goal? To get to heaven?
Of course, to be with God in His
Okay,
kingdom.
so everybody wants to get to the same destination.
I'm saying everyone wants to, but everyone's not going to be able to because, I mean, I have my own experience.
Not everybody wants to either.
Yeah, not everyone wants to, but I have
Yeah.
my own experience with trying to be involved in it and it like getting a very negative reaction. I'm not gonna say from who, but I got a very negative reaction, and it was so it was eye opening because a lot of people will even get angry over the fact that you're trying to be involved with God and try to have God in your life. A lot of people won't take that kind
Do you think that's the devil?
I
trying to
think
hold you
that's
back?
I think so.
I
But
think
don't
I think
it's
it
their
is.
fault. I think it's
I would go as
people's-
far as to say I know it is.
I mean, in the Bible, it does refer to the devil as a person. He has his own emotions.
Okay,
Is the
So-
devil one person?
It's a person, yes.
Is it like
not a person,
one-
but he refers
one
to
person. Yes.
Lucifer as a person.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
So-
would you consider him to be only one person?
I think he's a single person, yes. But it does also say, Jesus says that the devil is the prince of the earth. So he runs everything down here. That's why I feel like you see all these agendas. You
Yep.
walk down the block
The
and you see
devil-
all these flags. They're waving pride flags in God's
Can
face.
I ask you a
and it's like
question
it's like a
after you're
slap
done?
in the face to God because when God made a promise to Noah that he would never flood the earth again, it was a rainbow, which is seven colors.
Yeah.
And the flag has 6. So when you're waving the flag in the air, you're waving it at God, basically mocking God.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they say the rainbow is supposed to remind people
That he will
of
never-
a-
yeah.
that he's coming again.
So let me ask
No,
you
he
this.
would never, he would
He's
never
not gonna
destroy
do it, and he's-
mankind again. He
Let
would
me.
never, yeah.
No, he will, but he's gonna destroy it with fire.
Yeah,
That's in the
what it
Bible.
said, fire
So
and
let me ask you
brimstone.
this: if there's God and there's the devil, they both have plans. Obviously, God has a plan. The devil has a plan. Whose plan do you think is unraveling right now?
I think both are.
You think
I
both?
think God has
Who's winning, then?
everything in place.
Whose plan is like really more further along?
I believe
God will always prevail in the end. I think that God knows everything that is going to happen, and He always has. He always will. But I also think that the devil has his own agenda, and I think that the devil's least favorite part of the Bible is the beginning and the end, because the beginning talks about his creation, and the end talks about his demise, how he fails.
Mm.
So, I feel like that's
So would you say that since God knows everything that's going to happen, that He already knows the devil's plans,
Yes.
right? So, what is stopping Him from just saying no, just cutting all the plans? Just being like,
Because we have free
No.
will.
no.
He gave everyone free will.
Exactly. The devil doesn't he doesn't physically move by himself. In my opinion, he moves through other people. He gets in people that are in high places, or gets people to fall into temptation. And as a collective, since everybody does it, that's why you have the world that is like this.
But
Yeah,
how
I
would you
think
do
God-
that
I
if
think
he's
the
only
devil-
one
God
person?
works
think-
in the same way.
I think the devil makes certain moves to like bring people away from God.
Do you
Yep.
guys have any
So-
idea who would you consider the devil to be?
Elon Musk. Imagine Elon Musk. Nah, I think I don't think that's revealed yet, because
believe
in the
that-
Bible it says that a man will come that is amazing. Everyone loves him, and he will do great things for everyone. And people will think that he's the best person ever because he will do these miracles, and that will be the devil. That's how he reveals himself.
I think it's
So
just,
I'm watching out for that day that I see this person. So I'm giving all these fucking people side eyes, these people that are doing good. Like, I don't know, Trump, bro, if he comes back and just fixes out all the problems, I don't know. He might.
oh, he
I might
be
look
the
at him
one.
different. But
don't know, man.
I am looking out for the day that I do see someone like that. And whether that be a celebrity or someone who everyone loves and is like, fits the description, I think
But-
that'll be a dead giveaway.
Got another question though. Do y'all believe that there's good fear and bad fear? Like two
I
different
think that
types of fear?
I think that there's only fear.
I think there's fear and then there's afraid.
no.
What?
I think being afraid is just
Well,
fearing
it would
a
be the
certain
same thing. But
Yeah.
I think afraid has more like, I'm afraid. You could be afraid. You could be petrified
Would
of
you
like the
consider
devil.
that bad fear?
I guess. Yeah.
And
I
then
guess
you
there
have-
would be good fear and then bad fear.
What would you consider good fear?
Good fear, I don't think. Well, you can't really categorize fear because it's just an emotion. It's a single emotion. You can't really say I'm afraid of going to hell.
You're afraid
I
of
can just
God.
say I'm afraid of snakes.
What if I say I'm afraid of God? I'm
You're
supposed to
afraid
be
of God? Well, why are you afraid of God?
But you just said that we're supposed to fear God.
Answer my question.
Why am I afraid
See,
of God?
but you're trying to see. I know what you're doing. You're using the word fear as like we're scared of him, like where it's like
That's what I'm saying. Is
Like,
there
like
two
if you got a
different
gun
types?
pointed at you,
Oh, no,
and you
but I'm
have
saying-
that fear. That's
I'm
different.
saying-
Let me finish my point.
No,
though.
because he's like not answering his own questions. I'm saying, why are you afraid of God? Because we both know. We just
No,
talked
he's
about
not
it.
trying to say if that he's afraid. He's trying to say
That's
that.
not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
I'm
Explain
saying
what he's saying, then I'm gonna continue.
he was explaining what I was trying to say. I'm saying you guys say that we're supposed to fear God, but then if I said that I'm afraid of God, it's wrong to say that I'm afraid of God.
We didn't say we were afraid of God.
Let me finish my point. We didn't say we were afraid, but we do fear God. Like I do fear God because I fear that if I continue to fall into temptation, if I continue to do bad things, if I don't praise His name, I'm fearful that I might not get to the afterlife, whatever that might be for me.
You're gonna be afraid of
So
the consequences.
I'm scared of the
So I'm saying,
consequences
so we
He
said,
might
yeah.
have on me, which is connected to Him. You're trying to say that are two different things. I do not agree with that. And now I'm not saying that I fear God in a way where it's like He got a gun to my head and I'm just like I got a bunch of fear in my heart, or whatever fear might be in whatever your situation is. I don't fear Him like that. I fear Him in His judgment and His how He's gonna react, like a
Consequences.
parent. Like
Yeah.
I'm scared of my dad if I did some dumb shit and now I'm fucking
You gotta face him.
now I gotta face him.
Yeah.
I know He loves me. I know it's like I'm not like I know He loves me. I know He's a good person in my life. I'm not scared of Him in that aspect, but I do fear what His reaction might be to what I've done.
Or the disappointment.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I see what you're saying, and you have a good argument, but this is what we're talking about.
It's
Yeah.
because when I said before that is His consequences and Him the same thing, y'all said yes.
You said yeah.
But then y'all said that y'all are afraid of His consequences, but y'all not afraid of Him.
Well, I'm saying that God judges you, but the outcome is up to you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the outcome of whether you get judged by or the outcome of you being judged by God is based on your own
Your
actions.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we were saying. I'm not afraid of God, but I think a lot of people are afraid of the outcome of
What they do.
of their judgment because of their decisions.
Well, then
in
I
life.
could. I would say that therefore I would fear God if I'm doing those things. If I'm truthfully, going to church, doing these things, not falling in temptation, I'm not gonna fear Him because, like you were saying, it's like you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But I would be in fear if I knew that I wasn't doing those things and that there might be a chance
You
that
knew
I
you were
don't.
downfalling, basically.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So yes, you could fear Him, same way you fear your mother when you do dumb shit. You do fear them, but you're not like afraid of them. You're not in contact with different situations. Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
get what you're saying.
Do you understand what I'm saying? This is my
I get what
opinion.
you're saying. I just wanted to see y'all's thought process on fear.
Facts.
Joel, are you scared of God? I think we asked this already. How do you feel about all this, man? Are you
Are you
religious?
scared of
Are you
God?
still religious?
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end, my whole life. I mean, I told you, you know how it is. When we were little kids, we've been in the Catholic church, so we know how everything is. But now I can say I'm a Christian because I'm in a Christian church right now. Like I go to church regularly.
Yeah, you go.
And
Would you consider yourself to have a relationship with God?
Yeah, because I mean,
And how so? If you're comfortable,
every day I literally talk to him like the way I could tell you. And I've had dreams where it's like, I would have dreams come true, but they'll come true in a good way.
and that would come, and you think that comes from God?
I feel like it does because I mean, like
I got
everything.
a question for you. So if your dreams came through in a bad way, would you think that that's the devil, or would you think that's God?
I would feel like that's the devil because then that would mean that I did something bad the day before that led to that dream to probably come true.
Or what if that's God showing you what you did?
That what you did was just wrong.
Yeah.
Or if that's that, then yeah, that's different. That means like
I mean,
God
it's
was
up to
giving me,
interpretation, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Honestly, I never had dreams like this. You guys, like,
I've
I just
had-
go with what you guys are
I've
saying.
had dreams of like
I don't have visions. I had
meeting-
deja vu.
I've had dreams of like meeting my loved ones and then they pass away the next day. Like I had a really, really like really emotional dream. I woke up crying, but like I had a really emotional dream. My grandpa, he was in the hospital for months at this point, but he was like, it was like really low chance that he was gonna come back because he had a stroke and then he went to a coma. So like that's like ×2.
How long ago was this?
It was around COVID actually. We were gonna go to DR. COVID happened. No, actually, we were gonna go to DR for like Christmas, and then he had a stroke, and then COVID happened, so we couldn't see him. So I was like, we couldn't see him, and they shut down everything, and it's like it was just bad. But I had never cried once. Like I'm like super not. I don't think I'm really in tune with my emotions. I think I know how I'm feeling at all times, but I think that it's weird. It's hard for me to express that like physically. Like I don't ever cry, but I did. But when I had this dream, I was like, I fucking woke up and like bawling. But yeah, I met him and I talked to him for a little bit, and he hugged me, and it was like the feeling I got from that was like nothing I could explain. I used to have dreams about God though when I used to go to church, and I got that same feeling where I got you know that feeling I mean, where it's like it's hard to explain that feeling. It feels warm, and you can just feel it all over.
I guess love.
It's kind of like being in a
love,
sauna.
love,
Yeah.
I got a
Feeling in a
It's kinda like
sauna.
being in a sauna.
And have any of y'all ever had like a situation where you're like woken up but you can't move?
No.
I've had that once.
I had that happen. That shit was mad fucking scary. Like
It was bad because it was I saw like my brain was like racing a million miles. You know what I'm talking about? Your brain was just going, and it's like your body's like imagine you're sleeping and you wake up, and it's like you can't move shit, but you can like move your eyes a little. And I woke up and I looked up and there was something on my chest, like
Pushing
on
you
my
down,
chest,
right?
pushing me down. I felt
Yeah.
pressure,
I've had
and
that
it was like
before,
I could
yeah.
see it. It's like it was like right in my face.
Yeah.
I believe that's demons.
It could be, but I think that's like psychological, like because your brain is really powerful.
I don't believe it's like
Yeah, your brain
I think
produces
your
like
brain-
psychedelic
I think
chemicals
it's,
that
Your
you would not
brain
imagine.
is like so strong. You can like it's insane what your brain can do. Because I've had instances where I've heard people say my name in
And
another
then-
room, and I
yeah.
go and there's nobody there. And I've had instances where
You're
I'm
just
like
hearing
doing
things.
dishes, and I can interpret it any way if it's my brain or if it's like actual spirits. Because I'd be doing dishes. I told them about this.
It's all
I was
about your
doing
belief.
dishes, and I thought my mom was home. I was talking to her, and I thought she was sleeping, so I left her alone. And I saw her walk past. I saw somebody walk past. I finished. I turned around, and there was nobody there. And I'm talking and shit, and I turn around, there's nobody there, and I look through the house. I'm by myself.
that shit makes you scared.
Dude, it freaked me the fuck out. Like, bro, I saw a person walk by, and they were in my house. If you saw someone walk by in your house and you
Nah,
think it's
I
like
be-
your
I be-
girl,
I
and you
be
turn around, there's
seeing-
nobody there, and you've been alone.
I've
Yeah,
seen
that's
shit
wild.
like that when I'm sleeping. Like I wake up,
Yeah.
like I lay there just to lay there, and I look. I be seeing shit like just move, and I'm just like, maybe it's just my brain that's doing it.
We
But
got low,
then,
we got low iron.
then,
Seeing
but
shit.
then it's like because of all the stories I've heard growing up, because my family is very religious, like about spiritual and stuff like that. I be interpreting it as like it's just demons,
You got rocks in your house,
rocks.
Crystals.
like little crystals.
Fuck no.
That could be drawing some negative energy.
So Do you think you have a relationship with God? And we do have a few more minutes left, so real quick.
I do believe I have a very strong connection with God.
You see him every day? Would you say that you not physically see him, but do you see him in your life every day?
Yes.
And what about the devil?
I believe that the devil is just around. He's not per se in my life, but he's affecting stuff that's around.
I think that would be in your life.
That's like no. That's like saying
Things that are around me that are affecting me. I don't really see him, but I think he's there.
Per se, I'm saying like he doesn't affect me every day. I'm saying like he's doing stuff to affect the environment. He's around, but it's not per se affecting my life.
I think that a lot of people don't even give it a lot of thought because a lot of what we see every day, everything we see, I think that everything that we interact with throughout the day, whether it's having a job, being on social media, playing sports, watching sports, doing a podcast, watching a podcast, it's all a distraction. I think everything is a distraction when it doesn't benefit you to getting closer to God or pushing yourself forward in life. But it depends on what you determine pushing yourself forward in life and whether or not it's doing that. So I feel like this is doing that. I feel like this is helping us, open up more, get a message out, be open, because I know all of us aren't bullshitting. Like we're saying whatever's on our mind.
Whatever
we're not bought and paid for. Like we're literally speaking our mind. I mean, we are paying someone, but we are like speaking our mind truthfully 100% because we're not doing this for any agenda, but we are trying to speak the truth.
We're just trying to
push the truth agenda.
People's minds, get them elevated. Inspire people, all ages.
Think elevated. All two genders.
All two genders.
All right.
Only two genders.
So we'll wrap it up with that. Definitely got to do a part 2 to this because I got a lot more to say.
I'm gonna come back with some fucking shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come back with some facts.
What the hell is his name?